This is a public service announcement brought to you by Cardell Sims and the good folks at TMG Records. Check the forecast. I rain fact, that's truth precipitation. Give them time back or use it to build patience. Either or try to maneuver above basics. So when you touch down, you hover over complacent. Long story short, we made the time count. Incarceration couldn't keep our minds timed out. We just gave clout to the count times and grinded. Made our re-entry a journey out of confinement.
What would be one word to describe this journey?
Enriching.
Unapologeticness.
Elevating.
Resilience.
I say transformation.
The re-entry journey, the re-entry journey, the re-entry journey, the re-entry journey. Oh man,
Right.
First of all, I want to say thank you for the intro.
Oh yeah, no doubt,
The
man.
work that you put in on the intro, man. We really appreciate it. I've been getting great reviews and getting great feedback from the intro as well. I like it, man. I've been using it, so I just want to say thank you for that, brother.
No question, man. Thank you for the opportunity, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity, man.
So while we're on the intro, how did you get involved in music?
Oh man, I've been writing music since I was like 12 years old, man. About 12, 13 years old. And my first rap was about my pops not being there, and I let my uncles hear it, his brother, and that was like my segue into music, man. Just listening to my uncle's music, Eric B. and Rakim, and you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
From that era, man, you know.
Right, Eric B. Hey, I'm from that era too.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself. Lawrence. Man. Let us know who you are.
I'm originally from Chicago, south side of Chicago, born and raised. I mean, you know, if you know anything about Chicago, man, you know what the south and west sides is like, you know, so I'm pretty sure you can imagine what my upbringing was and, you know, the circumstances deriving where I lived at and all that, and gang activity and, you know what I'm saying, drug infested areas and, you know, just street life, you know what I mean? So that's the way I grew up, and those are the things that, you know, I delved into, from a short side to say. And yeah, man, so it led me out here. I moved to Idaho when right after I turned 18. I was out here for about a year.
What made you go from Chicago to Idaho?
I know, that's the question, man. That's the question. Every time I call a crib, man, I tell somebody I met, they always think Iowa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's dope. But basically, man, my sister, right, she went to Tuskegee University for college, met her husband there, and they had my niece while still in Alabama going to college. And so my brother-in-law is an electrical engineer, and fresh out of college, his choices was Buffalo, New York, or Boise, Idaho. So just having my niece and my sister being pregnant with my nephew, the cost of living was way cheaper to move to Idaho. So they chose Boise, Idaho, and he was an electrical engineer for Hewlett Packard at HP.
Mm.
And so in their first year or so, he was in and out of the country, back and forth between the States and Japan on business. And my sister was having rough pregnancy and all that. And my grandma had me come out here she had me get a license. I didn't even have a driver's license, but I had to get a driver's license and catch a Greyhound to come to Idaho and help my sister maneuver, man, while my brother-in-law was in and out the country. And he got me a job at HP. I was working at HP for a minute and, you know, lying the whole way through, you know, wasn't a graduate of high school or none of that, but, you know, I was fortunate enough to secure that position and excel. You know, I was promoted and all that, and it's just, I couldn't let go of the streets, man. So,
right.
Yeah, so that's what brought me to Idaho, my sister.
Idaho. I'm sitting here thinking, last time I knew was somebody in Idaho was that Richard Pryor movie. I think he was moving to Idaho. I can't remember. I can't remember the name of which way we're moving or something like that. I think he was with the Idaho when the movers came. They was tearing up his furniture and everything.
Right.
But they,
Right.
I know he was moving to Idaho. Man.
Yeah, it was a culture shock, man, to say the least, man.
Right.
To say the least.
And-
Definitely a culture shock, man.
Most definitely, man. I can only imagine coming from Chicago. I know I've been to Chicago several times. I used to date a lady from Chicago. We was in a
Okay.
real serious relationship prior to me going to the federal prison. So I used to
Okay.
go up there a lot of times. And man, yeah, Chicago is hectic. It's
Yeah,
wild. So I just imagine just going from Chicago to Boise is like, man,
Yeah.
hold on, what is this? And so you said you couldn't leave the streets alone. What did you think was inside of you that kept drawing you back to the streets, even though you had this good job over at HP?
Yeah, man. Conditioning. You know, I've spoken about it a couple times, man. Just conditioning, just that upbringing is hard to shake. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's large and part of the problem, man. Like somehow we gotta curb that conditioning. You know what I mean? But that's what it was, man. I came out here on a Greyhound, man, with my pack. You know what I'm saying? Thinking every place is like my place, and it wasn't. And you know, running around with the pistol and all that, not needing it, but not having the wherewithal to put that down. You know what I'm saying? And even when you know I got the gig at HP, man, I was promoted and everything. I worked out there for just about a year, and I quit to go back to Chicago, man, to do what I knew best. You know what I'm saying? So thinking back on it is like, you know, that was ill thinking on my part. You know what I'm saying? But I just wasn't mature enough to shake the streets and realize the opportunity that I had, man.
You felt like during that time, did you feel like you was more comfortable being in Chicago in that environment that you was raised in than it was being in Idaho?
I did, man, because it was so slow. You know what I'm saying? Like the Boise, Idaho, it was so slow compared to everything I was used to. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so even though it was good for me, I couldn't see it. You know what I mean? I couldn't realize it. Like it was such a huge contrast to everything I knew. You know what I mean? So I guess I just couldn't really wrap my head around it, man. Unfortunately, you know, I think it plays a lot on conditioning, man.
Yeah, right.
We
Right.
think
I
certain
feel you.
things. We think certain things is cool. You feel me?
And you just gravitate to it because even when I was playing basketball and stuff, like I moved all the way from Missouri. I'm originally from Missouri, so I moved all the way from Missouri to Georgia to try to get away to go play college ball because I was already doing so much in the streets. But when I got down to Georgia, I was about 20, 30 minutes right outside Atlanta. So all I did was just gravitate to Atlanta and started hanging around the people that was coming from in the environment that I came from. Like that,
Right.
to me, it was just like, man, this is where I felt like I belong. It was like a sense of
Right.
belonging. Is that you got? Like I don't belong in Boise. I belong back in Chicago.
Exactly. And that even didn't work because I ended up having to come back. You know what I'm saying? I had gotten a little traffic jam situation and my sister had bonded me out. So, you know, by me going back to Chicago and not showing up to court, they hounding her, you know what I'm saying, wondering where I'm at. Grandma like, you gotta take your butt back out there, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
can't tell grandma no, so I had to come
Nah.
back out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's one person you can't tell no.
Nah, I can't do that, man. So I had to come back out here and, you know, still couldn't shake the streets, man. Couldn't leave the streets alone and wind up sitting there here, man, with this football number, man.
Right. So let's talk about you going through the process to you getting sentenced and getting that football number. How did that come about? Was this your first time being incarcerated in the DOC, Department of Corrections?
Yeah, it's my first felony ever, man. My
Nice.
first time ever being locked up. Yep.
Right.
So yeah, man, like I talk about just that conditioning of the streets, you know what I'm saying, and thinking that shit was cool, you know what I'm saying, and just I came out here and saw some guys that, you know, was portraying what I felt like they was fictitiously portraying, you know what I'm saying, and
Right.
you know, I kind of like attacked that situation. Like it was gang all the way, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I was on. That's where my head was at. So, you know, I'm not proud of it by no means. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's get that clear. You know what I mean? But when I came out, I was literally for 4 summers straight, man, for 4 years straight. My hood was at war with a couple different neighborhoods, man. And that's all I knew, you know what I'm saying? So when I came out here and was, you know what I'm saying, not really approached, but presented with, you know what I'm saying, these guys, you know, making claim to something that I felt like was mine foolishly, but you know what I'm saying, the situation was what it was. Foolishly enough, I felt like, you know, I had to defend that and I had to set them straight, you dig? And initially it was just, you know what I'm saying, with the hands, man, and it just graduated, man, and it just evolved and evolved and evolved. And you know what I'm saying, situation ended up leading to me shooting somebody, man, and that person lost his life. And you know what I'm saying, here I sit for that.
So going through the whole process, the court process and everything that you had to deal with on the way to you getting sentenced, with you going through this for the first time, especially dealing with something of this magnitude, what was your thought process during the time?
So I was numb, man. Like I was numb, even though I had never been through it myself. Like I knew so many guys that had been through it, you know what I'm saying? And so many cats that had, you know, either got hit or got stretched out, you know what I'm saying? So back at the crib. So like, I don't know, I think I was numb to the whole process. I didn't know how the legal system worked at all, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what to expect. And me being foreign, like I don't know nobody out here. So initially when I was in the county, man, I told everybody that I had came through on a Greyhound with some crack and they popped me, and that's why I was in the county. Like I ain't let nobody know what I was really in there for, you know what I'm saying? And it took this deputy doing mail call one night, he came through, and my case happened January 1st. So the deputy came through to drop the mail off, and he said, hey, you missed the New Year's, and gave me the mail and then left. Now everybody looking at me like, what are you talking about, Mr. New Year's? So that's when I had to explain, you dig what I'm saying? Cause you know, you don't want to be in there, cats thinking you on the story and you ain't, you know what I'm saying? It could get ugly.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I ain't know what to expect, man. I just went through the motions. I had some public defenders that was, you know, kind of jerking me around, man. Not like caseloads huge, so they not really playing my case how I think they should play my case, but I don't really know no better. You know, I had a public defender that got popped off with some cocaine, man. My trial attorney.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
My trial attorney,
no.
man. Like not long after my case concluded, my trial attorney, public defender, had got popped off on a citizen's arrest downtown with some cocaine, and they still didn't overturn the conviction. They, you know, upheld it or whatever. And but when the sentence came down, like all I could remember, I just remember sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't moved for a minute. You know, first of all, I didn't understand it because it was a fixed portion and an indeterminate portion. So my sentence is 45 to life. And that means I gotta do 45 years before I'm eligible to seek a parole commission. So I didn't understand that though, you know what I mean? So she gave me the sentence and I just remember sitting there just, you know what I'm saying, numb, like I couldn't move.
So you walk into the Department of Corrections for the first time with these numbers, 45 to life. What was it like, your first experience going through the Department of Corrections that first time, but also what was the mentality that you carried in? The reason why I asked, because I've been to prison several times, state and federal, but my first prison bid was, I got sentenced to 19 years, and I went into the Missouri State Penitentiary. At the time, it was called the Walls. And when you walk in here, it was a sign. When you walk in, there was a sign on the wall. The sign said, "Leave your dreams and hopes behind." So with me going in with 19 years, that's exactly what I did. I went in there with that mentality, and my first bid, I was just into all kinds of stuff. So what was that mentality that you had going in, and what was it like with your first experience and only experience going through that first, like, say 4 or 5 months, getting adjusted to the Department of Corrections?
So first of all, I was a culture shock, right? I had never seen a swastika before. And
Oh no.
yeah, man. So you know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
I'm in RDU, which is they receiving, and I'm just looking for somebody that look like me. You know what I'm saying? And it was one other brother in there with me, and we kind of just rolled out our RDU together. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Kind of just stayed close to each other and all that. And but because of my sentence and the crime, right? Second degree murder. When I did get finished processing, I had to go to max, and he went medium. So we ended up separating then, and I went off to max. But my mind frame was, I mean, right from the jump, man, it was like, okay, it's what it is, man. I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm folding is not an option. You know what I'm saying? And giving up is not an option. So, you know what I'm saying? I've been in sticky situations before, back home. You know what I'm saying? Just walking to school, you know what I'm saying? It could be a sticky situation back at the crib, man. So I guess my resolve was always like, okay, I'm strong, I could deal with whatever. And that's the way I approached it, man. Just day for day. And I kept fighting through the legal systems, and you know what I'm saying? And they shot me down all the way through, you know what I'm saying? And it was a roller coaster each time, but that's just always been my mental, man. Like, I gotta move forward, I gotta fight, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta push, you know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way.
Right. And so you say you went to, you know, with the appeals and the legal system, like, you know, me and you know how that goes, because when I went down to my sentence, I went on the appeal too. By the time I even got a hearing back, it was almost time for me to get out. You know, so we know the ups and downs of trying to appeal and, you know, fight to get your life back.
Right.
And you said you continue to, you know, hey, it is what it is, and I'm gonna go on. What is it about you, man, that makes you, because some people just give up. Like, I know you've seen it, yeah. I've seen it, but people just give up, man, and just, it is what it is, and crash out. And that's it. Right. Why is it important for you to not take that mentality and not do that?
Because I can't see that, man. Like, that's not an option for me. You know what I mean? Like, I done been through too much, man. Like, even before catching this case and coming into prison, my resolve has always been to see things through, man. I always, you know what I'm saying? I gotta see it through no matter what it is. So I can't just accept defeat and just lay down, man. It's just not an option. Like, for real, I can't see
it. And so I always talk about how we always talk about reentry, what you need on the outside when you get out. And what I always say is, man, reentry starts on the inside the cell, inside the prison. If you don't have yourself together, like, I've been to the point where I was ready to get out. Like, I've been in prison like 4 or 5 times. So every time I was ready to get out, but I wasn't prepared. I really wasn't ready. So that's why I kept going back. How do you prepare yourself to be a leader? Reason why I say that, because they're not just gonna bring just anybody up in here to have, you know, to be on the podcast. You know, right. We know how it goes. If you in there wilding out and everything, you definitely ain't coming up here. So to make it up here, you got to be a leader. You got to be doing something productive. You know what I'm saying? What is it that you do, you know, because I'm going to be honest with you, man, I don't think I would be able to have that demeanor, that calmness, that leadership that you have with what you face with.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I don't know. I mean, don't get it, man. I definitely wilded out. I definitely had, you know what I'm saying, some times early on in my bid where, you know what I'm saying, I was just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I went hard, but it come a certain, I always say I wish I could pinpoint exactly when the time was, man, but I just realized like that ain't the way to go, you know what I'm saying? And as far as like being a leader is wild that, you know what I'm saying, even early on, right? I was always one of the youngest cats here, man. I came in right after I turned 20, 3 months after I turned 20. So I was always one of the youngest cats on the gallery, man. And for some reason, like, older dudes used to always look to me for advice, or, you know, like I mean, you've been in before, so you know situations arise and you got to deal with it politically, and you know what I'm saying. You got to figure out the best ways to move forward. You know what I'm saying, which momentum swing you whichever way, right? And it's like I always had a voice and always heard me. You know what I'm saying, and I got to the point where I was like, man, it's sweet here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really ain't gotta go nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just clicked one day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's sweet for real. And I started using my voice in a positive way. Like, look, man, we really ain't gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? They gonna ship us to Max, right? We go to Max, we do our number over there. 9 times out of 10, our classification gonna get extended because we're gonna wild out once we get there, just because that's the nature that's over there. You dig what I'm saying? So it's perpetual, man. And it's just a momentum that just keep feeding negativity over and over again. So I just started using my voice and my knowing that I had a voice and cats was listening to me. I just started trying to get them to think, man, like we could do this a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like we could really talk about shit instead of wilding out. You know what I'm saying? And everybody 2 cents matters. And you know what I'm saying? We just came together and moved forward in a productive way. And you know what I'm saying? It really worked, man. Really worked.
So what are some of the things in I know you got a routine. I mean, that's just how it goes. So what are some of the things in the routine that you have in your daily routine that continue to push you to grow, that you do in your daily routine that helps you grow or continue to push you to grow and have that hope?
Yeah, I mean, I'm up early, man. I'm up early. I like solitude, you know what I'm saying? And you know, like I know, you don't really get too much of that in a place like this. It's always noisy, you know what I'm saying? Cats banging and music going and, you know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of ruckus, man. So I like to be up early when mostly everybody sleep. That way I can get my peace of mind, you know what I'm saying? So gratefully, I'm in what's called a dry unit, man. So I got a single cell in the dry unit. Basically, that means I ain't got no toilet or no sink in my room. So they can't lock us down, you feel me? So I gotta walk all the way to the other end of the hallway to use the facilities. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I'm a firm believer in, you know what I'm saying, you get what you put out. So I don't wild out, the officers know I ain't no humbug, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of leave me be, they give me a little leeway, you know what I'm saying? So I'm able to get up early, I'm able to go take a shower, you know what I'm saying, and just have my peace, man, clean my cell, read, work out, you know what I'm saying, and start my day, man. So that's one of the things I do as a part of my routine. And coming up here to work, we got a media lab up here, man. It enables me to, you know, do kind of something similar to what you're doing with podcasts and get my music out there. And I try to do like a promoter outreach for youth, man, to try to curb them from coming where we at, you know, and I do that through the medium of music. So, you know, I just sit in my cell at night, man, and I write my rhymes, man, and then I come in, and when I'm finished with my work that I got to do for the institution, then I do my work for myself, man, on the music. You know,
right. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I just keep my mental up out of here, man. That's it. Physically, I'm incarcerated, but not mentally, man.
And for those people, there's gonna be some people that's gonna be tuning in and see this. I want you to explain the importance of the Media Lab for you. Why is the Media Lab important for you? What does it do for you?
It's huge, man. Like it's huge. Like I said, like first of all, I'm learning something new that's tangible in the real world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Audio video production is something that I could do if granted parole. You dig what I'm saying? And have a comfortable living if granted parole. I always try to look for something that I could transition to the street with. You dig what I'm saying? Like before this Media Lab was an opportunity, I was a CNC operator out at the industry shop. So I looked at it like, every apartment complex need cabinets, right? So CNC got to cut them parts, you know what I'm saying? And the builder got to build them cabinets. You dig what I'm saying? So that's always been my objective, man, to look for something that can stimulate me mentally. And that's what the Media Lab do for me, man. I'm able to produce these videos and, you know, put a positive message out there and take these TED Talks and feed them to the institution via the institution channel. You know, we do a podcast where we tell our stories, you know what I'm saying, and help encourage each other. There's not a lot of movement going on with the COVID, you know what I mean? So everybody's stuck in the unit. So it's multifaceted, man. It's beneficial to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Not just us, even for the staff. I do what's called a town hall meeting. So I go up front and guys got issues or concerns within the unit and they submit their concerns to the staff and they address them on a town hall and we throw them on the channel. You did.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, man, it's very beneficial, man, in many ways.
Mm. That's what's happening, man. I know. I remember when I was in the state joint, they had came through with just a little bit of music equipment, and it got so many young, but I was young at the time. It got so many as young brothers out of trouble because there we would be in the music room, you know. And I just seen the draw. I know the importance of it. So I'm sitting here, man, and I'm thinking, like, you said that y'all have the podcast and y'all giving the message to the younger brothers out there that this ain't the way to go. I mean, out here, and it's crazy because out here you see so many things being said and how prison and their life is cool and this and this and that. And, you know, and I'll be like, man, y'all rushing to get to prison. And there's people in prison wishing they get that one chance out here, rushing to get out here. So what would be one thing that you can tell people out there, and the young people especially, give them a message about the importance of not getting caught up in the system?
I mean, I just say from firsthand perspective, man, like this ain't what you want. You know what I'm saying? This ain't what you want, man. Like they handing out real time around here, man, and you know what I'm saying? You can't get time back. I say that time and time again, man. I don't know how many people I done told that to. You can't get it back. You dig what I'm saying? And man, I would just say, think about what you're doing, man. The stuff that seems cool right now is really not, man. And if you just rationalize it, like if you just take a moment to pause and just reflect on the shit you're doing and think about what benefit is it serving you. You know what I'm saying? That should be your main focus, your main objective, man. That should be the number one question of everything you do. What benefit is it serving you? And how does it help your trajectory in life? If whatever you're doing can't answer that for you, you shouldn't be doing it, man. For real.
There you go. So you said you get up in the morning, you know, to get that quality time you read. So I gotta ask, what was one of the toughest books you read in prison? And the coldest book you read in prison?
Man, I'm reading it right now. It's called the 5 a.m. Club. Man, it's this dope, man.
I ain't never read that one. I'm about to check that one out.
The Spellbinder gonna throw you for a loop. I'm tell you that right now. I ain't gonna give it all away.
Yeah, I'm about to check that one out.
Man,
the 5 a.m. Club.
And then another thing that's crazy, man, in order to be a part of the 5 a.m. Club, you really got to get up around 4:15, 4:30, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not 5 a.m. for real. It's really like 4:15 or something.
Man, the 5 a.m. Club. And so how important was it to pick up reading? Because I mean, I didn't really read that much when I was out on the streets, but when I got to prison, especially this last time, I really put the hood novels down and I started reading a lot of books like Goal Setting, Starting Business, things that's gonna help me grow, knowledge of self, just all kinds of different books.
Right.
How is it important to take advantage while incarcerated? And even those that ain't incarcerated, how important is it to read and gain that knowledge that's inside these books?
I mean, it's very important, man. It's very important. I wasn't a big reader either, man. And like I used to only would read when I go to the hole. Nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? They slide the book under the door and you know what I'm saying, you just in there. But you got to find things that appeal to you. So some of my first books, right? I've been liking music since I was real young. So one of my first books I had sent in it's called Decoded by Jay-Z, and it's where he broke down his lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I started, man. I just found books that appealed to me first and the things I was interested in, and it took off from there, man. And I always been a fan of words, like being an MC. I always want, because we all got similar stories, man. Like you being from Missouri, I'm sure you got on many levels probably, you know what I'm saying? You got things that you have in common with me and vice versa. So being an MC for other MCs, we also have those commonalities. And I didn't want to tell the same story the same way. You dig what I'm saying? So I used to always check out the dictionary and thesaurus and hold on to them joints, man. And you know what I'm saying? Pick them apart. And so yeah, that's how my reading started.
All right, man, I'm gonna hit you with this one. top 5 dead or alive. Who you got on your top 5 dead or alive?
Okay, well, the man that made that album, Jadakiss, he's in there.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely got the Kiss in there.
But yeah, man, I got Big, Jay, Jadakiss, Fabulous, and probably Styles, man, a hard 5. That's the top 5 right there, man.
I can't go against you on that. That's a hard top 5, man.
Yeah.
It is.
I listen to cats that make me want to write, man. I can't do these new dudes, man.
Nah. I figure I still listen to him out here. So speaking of Fabulous, he said he got a quote that one of the song called Cold Summer. He got a line. Remember, he says, man, he was hoping the Knicks would have got Zion. He said if he did, he's gonna drop some gems on him.
He said I gave him some gems.
Yeah, he said, man, I would drop these gems on him. You're gonna be the great hope and the scapegoat.
No question. No question.
I always dwell on that line. I kid you not. When I go to speak in prisons, I start out, especially those that's about to come back home, I start out with that. You're gonna be the great hope and the scapegoat, because you got the opportunity. Sometimes you have to make your mind up. Either with the inside or outside, you're gonna be the great hope on the inside, or you're gonna be the scapegoat. Because we know on the inside, you can always become a scapegoat. You can be the reason for the lockdown. They wait for you to do something, for this to do that. Or you can be that shining light that you are right now, walking through prison, being a leader, raising people up, letting them know, where we gonna make it. Yeah. Why is it important? Why is it important to be that great hope? For the other inmates incarcerated.
Because, man, it's been very impactful on me to see cats leave and come back, leave and come back, leave and come back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always like, damn, man, you wasn't tired of this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
straight up.
I'm breaking fingernails trying to crawl about this joint, man. And these dudes is coming back and forth, man. So I think it's important because we gotta change the narrative, man. We gotta switch this up, man. Like, this can't be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not what's it, man. This ain't what's cool by no means, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a song, man, I wrote. It's called Dear Me. I'm talking to a younger version of myself. And I say, watching our demise, it's me talking to me. I say, watching our demise is darker than synagogue. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's depressing, man. You know what I'm saying? If thinking back and reflecting on what you could have been, but what you chose to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, I chose this, you know what I'm saying? I chose to live like this, and this way it got me. So that's why I hurt so much. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I had options too, man, but what I thought was cool got me where I'm at right now. You feel me? So that ain't what's up.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm gonna hit you with this one.
Okay.
Top 5 producers, dead or alive.
Okay, I gotta go on my man Kanye Tutter. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go with Just Blaze. I gotta go DJ Primo. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, Gangstar.
I gotta go Havoc from Mobb Deep. And man, let me see who can round off the 5th one. I'm gonna get that one to Swizzy, man.
I mean, you ain't put no Dre in there?
I'm gonna get okay.
Oh, you can't get no Dre.
Yeah, we can get Dre.
But you name some. But then, dang, them still, the ones you name still some powerful hitters though. But you know, Dre at the top. I ain't gonna say he's the top, but he in the top 1 or 2. He got to be the top 2.
You right. I'm a little biased though. You know what I'm saying? I'm back east with it, man. You know, I'm a little biased,
man. So, what can you say? How do, for those who don't think that you are, because some people write you off. We know how this go. 45 to life, man. They say we ain't gonna see him no more.
Right.
We ain't got to worry about reentry or none of that. How do you continue to work and prepare yourself for the day that you do return? Because it's going to be a day that you return. So how do you work to prepare yourself for that time, for that day?
I mean, like I said, like, laying down is not an option, man. It's just not possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I know at some point, man, one day they gonna say, all right, man, come on. You know what I mean? So I don't know when that's gonna be. I hope it's sooner than later, you know what I'm saying? But I know for sure, man, this ain't it. You dig? And I want to make a very powerful impact on the youth, man, and deter them from this, man, and show them first-handedly, man. Because I remember being that shorty in them auditoriums, man, looking up on the stage, thinking, dude, don't relate to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the one still young enough to where they can say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I see what dude talking about. I feel where he coming from. Let me listen right quick. You dig what I'm saying? I want to tug some earlobes, man, and deter these youth from following this path, man, and restructure their trajectory, man.
Right. And it's good that you're doing it in the audio and the music lab, because everything now is about creating content. Everything is about creating content. No matter where you at, you got to be able to create content and engage content as well. So right. you're able to do that. I'm just gonna give you the floor, man. Give you 5 minutes, man, and send your message out, man. The floor is yours.
Man, gratitude first and foremost, man. And to the powers that be, man, here at the joint, man, IDOC, man, central office, everybody that paved the way for this to be possible, man. Like, I can't be humbled enough, man, or feel more like I'm just grateful, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that, to the best of my knowledge, ain't never been done. And, you know, I think it's very, 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 it's needed and it's beneficial, man, to everybody, man, including the system. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, we got what it takes, man. We just got to be reminded sometimes that conditioning ain't the end all be all, man. And I'm here to promote that. You know what I'm saying? The things that you was taught don't have to be the things that you reside by. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could let go of that. You could live a new way, man. You could, you know what I'm saying, flip the script, man. So that's what page I'm on, man.
Straight up. I'm gonna let you know, man, it's a lot of us out here, you know, I'm surrounded with several brothers that, you know, same situation. Had all the time, and they had that hope. They kept fighting, and they out, and they doing exactly what I'm doing. It's a whole community of us, man. We here for you. If anything that we can do, man, never be afraid to reach out through the point of contact that we've been reaching through. Man, I salute you, man. I appreciate the song. I salute you on your journey, your growth. I salute you knowing what you have to continue to face, continue to fight. I am just like you, man. This is where I come from. My story, grew up in the poverty neighborhood. My mom was on crack, grew up in the crack area. Mom was on crack. Father somewhere in a whole nother state trying to be a pimp and on crack. And, you know, I'm just ganged out, jumped in the gangs, started selling dope, had an opportunity to do something else with basketball, but I just had this mentality. I just felt like this was for me. And they kept sending me in and out of prison. I do 5 years here, 6 years, get out, go do a few more years, get out. We got investigated by the feds. They came and picked us up, 31 conspiracy charges and gang activity, did Fed time. And when they handed me that paper, they read my name versus the United States of America. It's just something about me seeing that. Like, I'd have been faced with a lot of time, so that wasn't nothing. It's just like, dang, the United States of America, like, man, here we go. You know, and I just told myself, man, I got to take responsible. I'm the reason why I keep finding myself in these situations, and I'm going to be the reason why it changes. So I just started reading and started putting together the plan. I didn't know when I was getting out because I was still going through the sentencing phases of the feds. But I just started putting together a plan, like, for whenever I get out, this is what I'm going to do. And I had that plan, man, when I got out. I had no money, no nothing. They sent me to the halfway house, and I just worked my way up from there, grinding, keeping the vision, keeping what I wanted to do. And I knew the end goal was me getting out, because I'm like you, when the feds, I kept seeing people coming in and out. Man, you can't make it on federal probation. You can't, man, and I'm like, man, when I get out, I'm gonna show you how to make it on. I'm gonna show you how to make it. So, you know, then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna come right in these doors and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna teach you how to make it. And I'm gonna make them pay me. They're like, no, you ain't. Yeah, this is what I do. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, so, you know, man, we here for you. It's not just me. I keep saying we because it's a big, it's
okay.
it's a big community of us. So we here for you, man. I appreciate you coming on, sharing the story. I appreciate
Gratitude.
the intro. And
Gratitude, man.
if you got some other stuff you want to send out, you know, on the video and stuff, whatever you want to send to us,
Yeah.
we appreciate it.
Man, Slay Less, it's on the way. It's on the way. Hey, before you dip right quick though, Travis want to say what's up, man.
All right. Well, my man, what's going on with you, big? Hey, Travis, what's going on, man? How you doing, man?
What's happening, man? How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, man. We just made some history today, man. First time reentry journey, man. This is really powerful.
Man, I can't thank you enough. What you said was what you took the words right out of my mouth, and I don't want to keep the spotlight anywhere near me. But we made history today, and I think that's important for everybody listening to remember that regardless of what side of the table or what side of the fence or red or blue or black or white, anything is possible in this world when you set your mind. That's where El is at. He's at a level where he's taken his mind outside of these walls and is going to impact the world based on his journey. You're at a level where you've taken your mind from inmate to inspiration, and regardless of where you're at, you're now moving mountains so that you can help other people inside prison. I'm just super grateful to be this minuscule part of all of this and watch it go down. So I really just wanted to thank both of you before this ended. And I want everyone out there to know that because of El's bravery and because of Cardell's charity, this is where we're here. This is why we're here. We're literally going to change lives and perspectives based on the two of you having this conversation today. So gratitude to you, gratitude to El. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, I got an idea in mind, man. I'm gonna give it y'all about. I think it might be really, really powerful, man. If some way we can work it out.
Okay,
That's what's up, man.
I look forward to hearing from you.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all coming on. This the reentry journey. This the first history. This is history. This is history, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad that Travis reached out to me. Travis reached out to me with the intro. He's like, man, maybe we got somebody. I'm like, what? Yeah, that'd be dope. Let's do it. We did that. Then he doubled back with, yeah, let's make it happen. I'm like, let's make it happen. So I'm glad we got the chance to get on here. I'm glad I got the chance to meet Lawrence. I'm glad that, you got the chance to put your story and share your story out there from the inside, because some people think we get in prison and we just give up on life. A lot of people just think that we just come to prison and we just give up and we become animals. And then when it's time to come home, we automatically think we're going to get right. But that's just not how it goes.
It isn't. That's not how it goes. HBO and Showtime don't do us justice. There's a lot of individuals behind these bars that are doing better things, that are doing service to the community, that are bettering their lives for themselves and their family and their posterity. Those are the stories that we need to talk about.
Right. So it is. And I think we're going to, if I can make it happen,
All right.
got something in mind. I'm thinking of something. So
Okay.
Thanks a lot again. Thank you, Lawrence, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
The intro is going to stay there. It's going to stay there unless you come out with a fire one. One's, come out with one fire one. But right now, we're going to rock that one until you come out with another one. So I appreciate it, man. And you got the intros from here on out. The intros is yours. So anytime you bring them to the table, we're going to put them out there. Your intro.
That's what's up, man. Thank you for the opportunity, man. Thank you for letting me on your show, man. I appreciate it, man. And whatever you cooking up upstairs, man, let's do it. Let's do it.
I got something, man. I think we can make it happen. It's really just gonna be a time thing. We can make the time right. I really got something in mind. I'm gonna shoot it to Travis and see what you think.
Okay.
All right, man.
Talk soon.
All right, be smooth, man.
All right, man. Y'all have a great day.
You
Stay
too.
blessed.
All right.